Hello and welcome to True Guidance Tarot. I'm Adriana Teodoro-Dier. I'm a spiritual medium and intuitive reader. Capricorn, we are going to go on a journey together to uncover your spiritual truth and focus for this week. Let's start. We have the Nine of Cups starting this week. This is a message about overindulgence, making sure you're staying in moderation, Capricorn, with everything. That we're talking on the physical level with the food and the things you're putting in your body. We're also talking about the projects that you're getting yourself into, making sure you're not biting off too much. We're really teetering a fine line here with your balance, so maybe keeping everything more in moderation. Now we have the Ace of Cups going on, and interesting because in the tarot, 10 is the completion. We've got 1 plus 9. So we're getting the completion, but in a different way. So let me explain what I mean by that. You're feeling more fulfilled than what the actual reality is. It's kind of like when you're first in love and everything is just wonderful and rosy and you can find nothing wrong and it's this adrenaline. It's kind of that. You're in love with something and that being in love feels so good, but it's also causing a little bit out of balance. That's why that we have the warning about the overindulgence. You're feeling like you're at the culmination of something, but these cards are saying, well, hang on a second. This is just the beginning stages. Slow down. Take it a little bit easier. Let's see what the rest of your message is. We've got the 8 of Cups. A lot of cups for you this week, Capricorn. King of Swords. And then the 4 of Pentacles. So it looks like the King of Swords is trying to decide between these two cards here. So the question is, what am I building versus what am I leaving behind? And we have that tension going on. And this King of Swords is asking you to get out of those emotional butterflies, get out of that adrenaline, get out of those rushes, and look at things a lot more objectively. Because we are trying to lay about a better foundation. Like I talked about here, you're at the beginning of this journey here. You're not at the end. And this one is asking you to really take stock of the foundation you're laying, because there are some warnings that there's some red flags going up already. There's little tiny warning signs that you're seeing things that you've seen before in other situations, other relationships, other projects. You're seeing these things and you're seeing them again. And the King of Swords is asking you, okay, if you're seeing these signs again, do you want to go down this path again? Or is there something different that you want to put in place? It's so hard because this path just feels so yummy right now. It just feels so wonderful to be on that it doesn't feel great to be thinking about these red flags. When you see red flags, you've got two options. One option is to walk away from the situation altogether, and the other option is to react differently to them. So the red flag didn't work out in the past, but can you change your reaction to it? So, for instance, this is a silly metaphor perhaps, but if you're with someone and this person always shows up late, and it turns out later that the person didn't respect your time and didn't really respect you, and the lateness was the hallmark, if you're with another person again and this person is doing the same thing, showing up late, how are you going to react different to that? Are you going to bring this up with the person? Are you going to learn how to not let it bother you and say, okay, well, this is clearly theirs? Or are you going to make sure to put in boundaries that ensure that you're respecting yourself first? How are you going to change yourself with this situation? I personally sometimes think it's easier just to walk away when you see the red flags, but there are times when we're being asked to grow, and those are the times when we have to look at those red flags in the mirror, or stare them down and say, okay, I know you're a trigger, but I'm different now. This is what I'm going to do. So this King of Swords is asking you to think objectively about these things and come up with a plan for how you're going to deal with them. Are you going to ignore them? Are you going to walk away from them when they come up? You know, what's going to happen? What is your strategy? What is the most empowering thing you can do for yourself in this situation? So this is like a very present message, Capricorn. I don't feel like we're out in the ether today. We're very much right here. And the pressure is on to say, how are you going to show up? And that is the most spiritual question of all. Do you show up in line with love for yourself? Do you show up in line with respect for yourself? Or do you allow yourself to be a doormat again? Or to be a pushover? Or to be whatever it was that didn't work out last time? So a lot of caution going this week, Capricorn. And I know the emotions feel great right now, but at the moment, they're not your best friends. The head, the objective thinking, the distance, being detached from it is really much better for you this week. So, questions about that, Capricorn, please let me know. I always love to hear from you. And thank you again for the opportunity to read for you today. If you are looking for some more one-on-one support, I do have some readings available this week. You can check out my website online, trueguidancetarot.com, or there's a link in the description below. I do these readings every Saturday, and I'd love to see you again. So if you'd like to be here, I'd love to see you. So I'll look forward to seeing you next time, and have a great week.